Welcome to Bar Z. My name is Stan. Here we are at week 11 update. We're officially gotten into double digits and we're moving on. I did skip it last week. Last week was pretty dull. Just had some work inspections at a couple job sites. So I was running around with inspectors and I was running some estimates and meeting some potential new customers. So it was, all in all, it was a pretty dull week. But there's a few things that happened over the weekend. We just got past Father's Day weekend, and so that was kind of fun for me. You know, we had the girls over and doing this and that, so we're having a good time. Anyway, so happy Father's Day, belated to all you fathers out there. Hope you had a good Sunday with your kids. Equipment. There's a few things that probably ought to talk about. There's a few things that I have no need for, but I wanted to make everyone aware. And I already sent some emails out to some of the local YouTubers around here. Air compressor over at an estate sale that hasn't really gone public yet. There's a vertical, I'm going to say it's either a 60 or an 80 gallon vertical tank. It's got a Kellogg American two-stage pump. Currently has a 1.5 horse motor on it, which is weak for that pump. You can go all the way up to 7.5 horse with those pumps. I run one here at the shop, and those things are just an iron horse. But it's an ASME rated tank, so it's not a cheap tank at all. And it's a good pump. It leaks oil, and you can do rings, bearings, and gaskets on that pump for about $100. And they're real easy to rebuild, and it's kind of fun rebuilding them. But the Kellogg Americans are a really solid two-stage pump. And like I say, currently it has a 1.5 horse single phase on it. But you know, that thing would do really well and still be pretty quiet with a 3 or a 5 horse on it. But here's a picture of that. And if anyone is interested in it here, email me up there. But here, let's cut to that. And back. And yeah, if you got any interest in that compressor, shoot me an email. Email's there at the top, it's at the opener. I'm a real easy guy to get a hold of. The next thing up is I've got 2 pairs of doors. These are sheet metal fabricated doors. And it was kind of funny. This was a customer up in Oxnard. And he had called the factory. The factory had shipped him a unit. He installed it himself, and the welds started breaking in the steel doors. And the factory lost his phone number, delayed it, or didn't call him back for like a week or something, which isn't a good thing. In the interim, this guy got really pissed and basically demanded new doors, even though his old ones could have been repaired. So the factory complied, shipped him a crate down with, it was 2 door openings. We took the doors. They're in beautiful shape, and they were less than 6 months old. And the welds on the doors are totally fixable. I can fix them here at the shop. But I want you to look at them, and if you've got any need for a pair of doors or 2 pairs of doors, they fit in an opening 10 foot high and 9 foot wide, and there's one tempered glass window in one door. And there's an astragal down the center, so one door actually is a lead door, and it closes over the other one. There's no door frame, there's no door hardware or anything. They're just the raw doors. But here's a couple photographs of those. They're sitting next to my shop. And back. And if you have any interest in 1 pair or both pairs of doors, Southern California area, emails up there. You can have them for scrap price. If I don't get any takers in the next week or 2, I'm going to pull the glass out of them and they're going to scrap, which is a shame because they're very easily repaired. And you know, we can even arrange it if you come pick them up. We can fix them here before you take them out. Really, it'll take about an hour to fix those doors. No big deal. All right. Next up is a plenum that I still have. It's still sitting out. Knocked down, skidded, banded, fan, duct, blah, blah, blah. I've explained this before, but here's a picture of that. And back from that. And that is available as well, and that's going to be going to scrap at the same time as those doors. I'm collecting way too much stuff around here, and I don't need it. And you know, when I see a nice piece of equipment or something that has a reuse capability, I have no problem passing it along. And that plenum can be had for scrap price as well. So yeah, get a hold of me if you want it. But those things aren't going to be around much longer. Next up, we had a little fun with the glare check on the dial test indicators during the week. We did some saran wrap, and I'm actually going to do a little more. I've got some other colors of saran wrap that I picked up today. I now have, and this was from a few emails I got. I have red, I have green, and now and blue. So I have these colors of saran wrap. I still have not gotten any window tint or window tint samples. I'm going to try to get by a car tint shop and try to grab some little cut-off pieces or some drop-off or something. But here's those three colors of saran wrap for a glare check. It's been kind of fun messing around with that. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start out with a red color, and that's kind of, oops, bumped the camera. That's kind of interesting. Very angry color. You see, red is just makes animals very angry. But I'm going to tilt it. As you see the glare, yeah, we're getting some there. So the tilt test isn't working. But yeah, there's some red action there. Let's try blue next. Okay, here's something else. This is blue applied over the red that I just had on there. So this is, and I'll tilt this back. Wow, it's not really glary at all, and it just gives a, that red wasn't very dark at all, but with the blue over it, gives it a nice tint. So the tint level, there's some glare there. I'm aiming that right at a fluorescent right overhead. But as soon as you get that out of there, it's just, boom, gone. I'm kind of wondering what the matte cell phone protectors would do. The ones with the matte finish, the anti-glare, the little peel and sticks. I kind of wonder what that would look like there. Maybe I'll try to dig up some of that. But anyways, that's that test. That's red plus blue. Next up, straight blue. Okay, so here we are with a blue test. And you guys have already seen this before, but this is just for comparison, all in one video. And snap. And there we are. It's green. And we're going to give that a quick run around. So now you've seen green, red, and blue. I believe we've gone through all the primary colors. And I can even tip that a little bit and see if we pick up glare. Yeah, it probably looks like you might be picking up some glare as soon as I tilt. I was not able to get any pantyhose. Almost got slapped when I asked for some from Wifey Poo because she throws her bad ones away. So didn't get any of that. So, but that was one suggestion I'm willing to try, and I have not picked up any window tint. But this is the end of the test. Okay, back to me. And back. Yeah, that's been fun. I've gotten a bunch of emails from guys wanting me to set up tripods with discs and pantyhose, you know, in different places. But you know, this is a shop, and if I got tripods set up everywhere and tripping over them and everything, this is a small shop. I don't have room for that kind of stuff. But you know, I appreciate all the comments, but I'm not going to turn this place into a studio. Okay, 1, 2, 3 blocks. We did a little bit during the week on Tom's little 1, 2, 3 block. And had some issues to overcome working a wedge into the part, and just out of curiosity, you know, because I already ground my magnetic chuck. I already ground it, but I thought I'd check it just for the hell of it, because I have moved the machine since I ground it. I had picked it up, I moved it over about 4 or 5 feet and re-leveled it, but I never checked the table again, and it was out. And so I did spend some time, and it was out substantially, about the same amount over that 3-inch that I was having trouble with, diagonally on that little block. It was out almost 8/10 over 3 inches. So I reground it and made that go away. Now I don't know whether I can attribute that to moving the machine, or you know, maybe maybe everything's kind of settled in and it's got enough use where it's currently residing, and it just needed a quick dressing, or I don't even know how often you need to dress a magnetic chuck. But it's been probably 6 months since I ground that and set that machine in place. But a quick regrind on the chuck, and it's back to within a couple tenths. So when we do the other 2 sides of that block, I think our accuracy is going to come up. And what we're going to throw into the mix next, see, this is interesting. All we worked on was 2 things. It was getting that block to size and getting that block parallel. Now we're going to throw into the mix square. So now we're going to be 2 size, parallel, and square. So our next installment of the 1, 2, 3 block is going to be kind of fun, and the squareness of it. And I got a few things in the works for squareness on my sleeve, and they're coming. So this is going to be a long road to get there, but we got some squareness stuff on its way. Anyways, that's the 1, 2, 3 blocks. We already talked about work. Like I said, there wasn't much going on, and it's just a lot of running around. We did a little oven in a building that had a spray booth already in it. We did a little low temp convection oven next to a booth for a display company. They do displays for trade shows and stuff like that. And it was just batch. I got a little video of it here. I'll show you. It's kind of boring, but here we go. Well, there's a drying enclosure that we just finished. This is quite a large drying enclosure. All it is a box, and it's getting a heater up on top. Next week it's getting a heater up there. But this is just a low temperature drying room. I got a man door there for personnel access. And I got some big double swing doors here to run product in and out. Vertical enhancement device. Here's a spray booth we put in last summer, and this one actually had property line issues, so we had to get creative with the exhaust duct and get it away from the property line. And it just keeps going and going. There it is. It finally punches up through the roof right there. We had to make those unistrut hangers and hang it from all thread and all that to get it away from the property line. The other side of that wall is the property line. So that's that. And there's our drying enclosure. So they spray there, and they're going to be drying in there. All right. So that's a new addition to this guy's painting system. And back. So that was a trade show company that does quite a few displays and stuff, and they just needed a drying enclosure to put their parts so they're dust free during the flash time and curing time. So that was a pretty nice enclosure for them. Next up, I got something that followed me home. I got a really good price on it, and it was pretty complete. Here, I'll show it to you. It's still in the back of my truck. So look what followed me home. AC/DC, water cooled. It's got the torch with a nice leather cover on it. Torch has got the short spindle, and they also had the long spindle. And swung by Matheson, picked up some rod and a reg and a tank. So I think there's some TIG welding in our future. All right. Okay, I'm back. It's not a synchro wave. It's not the nice ones. It is a dial arc. And basically, the way everyone puts it, the Miller dial arc is a arc welder that can also TIG. But the synchro wave is a TIG welder that can also arc. So, and the square wave is far superior. That is a high frequency machine, and it's pretty old school. It uses tungsten contacts that are gapped at about 8 thousandths to put out the high frequency, and it's a real buzzy sounding thing. And as soon as you hit that, you lose your internet, and your dog pisses himself and starts running around in circles. And if you got a pacemaker, you fall over flat and die. And if you put your sandwich on top of it, it'll cook it for you. So there's some radiation coming out of that thing. But I got it out of the truck. It's all grounded, and I got it set up with an 8-foot driven ground. I got all the wiring going to it in metal pipe, and I'm going to try my hand at TIG welding. I've never owned a TIG welder before. I have TIG welded, but that's someone setting up the machine, handing me a torch and say, "Here you go," and I go, "Oh man, that's great." So now I got to figure out how to set it up and do all my stuff. Anyways, I've got a TIG, and it's an entry level, and it's only a dial arc, but I'll get there. Next up, last week update, there was a mystery tool that I showed a photograph of, and I have it right here, and no one guessed. I'm going to show you the end of that thing, and that's actually very important to the functionality of this thing. The tip is very flat, and this end, it's got a very slow curve to it, and the bottom of it is very flat here. The bottom of the hex is very flat. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a little fun out of this. And first I got to set down some rules. There's going to be a prize for whoever guesses what this is. First rule of the game: your first name cannot be Tom. Second rule of the game: your last name cannot be Lipton. Third rule of the game: you need to, first of all, post your comment with your guess down in the comment box, right down there, and then you need to follow it up. After I've declared a winner, after I say, yes, you're right, you need to email me at this address, and I'll get you hooked up. No, you're not going to win this tool unless you want it. I'm going to make you a pair of little ankle squares and send them to you. Your choice of size, whether it be the 2-inch, the 3-inch, or the 60/30s. All right, so I'll make you a pair of squares if you can guess what this is. And the word pry bar does not count. That is very general. This bar has a very specific use. All right, so that's a little fun we can have with that. What else? I think that's it for my week. You know, there's not a whole lot going on. We had a little bit of fun time here at the shop, and that's about it, you know, and outside of my regular running around. Okay, guys, I want you guys to enjoy your weekend, enjoy your next week. I have visitors coming in from out of town next week, so I'm probably not going to get much video shot during next week. So we might be skipping another week for my weekly show. But thanks for watching, and oh, my subscribers! I'm getting close to breaking 2,000 subs. I just broke 100,000 views, which to me is just staggering. I can't believe people want to watch what I do. But you know what? Here we are. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a good weekend. Bye.